Hello friends, and welcome to the official start of a good summer. And a good summer to me means staying inside with a stack of books, so let me share with you my summer TBR. Hello friends, my name is Lexi and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting day because today we will be building my summer TBR together. And to be honest, I really need summer 2023 because so many great things are happening, okay? The Barbie movie is coming out. Hello? Literally what dreams are made out of. Summerween is happening once again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, every single year, my friends Gabby and Liv from Olivia Reads a Latte, they do this really fun thriller readathon that happens in summer to get you excited and hyped for the fall. But also, literally, the sun is out. It's the perfect time to have lots of lemonade, to lay by a pool, to enjoy all of the serotonin that we were denied in the cold winter months. I could not be more excited. I really could not be more excited. But before we go ahead and get started with today's TBR, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Book of the Month. Summer just doesn't feel like summer without seeing Book of the Month's iconic blue box filled with new anticipated releases to read by the pool. Book of the Month is a fast-growing online book subscription service. Every month you log into your account and choose which book or books you'd like to be sent to you from their carefully curated selection. Each month their books are handpicked by their voracious team of readers who sort through new book releases ranging from thrillers to contemporaries to romance and more. And there's absolutely no risk with Book of the Month either, as they have an excellent skip policy and they also allow customers to choose from their wide range of backlist titles. This month I chose 2 books that will be perfect to read this summertime, especially since I've been in the mood for some fantasy recently. The first book is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. Years ago, a reclusive mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book and a one-of-a-kind competition offering a prize that will change the winner's life, but at what cost? And the second book I chose is Ink Blood Sisters Scribe by Emma Torres. In this spellbinding debut novel, 2 estranged half-sisters tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books must work together to unravel a deadly secret at the heart of their collection. And if you would like to try Book of the Month for yourself, you can actually use my code, which is Alexandra, to get your very first book box for only $9.99. I highly recommend checking out Book of the Month if you've never tried them before. I am such a big fan. I have found so many new favorite books from their service and I could not recommend them more. All of the links and my code will be down below in the description, and now let's get back to the video. So as you guys know, I'm a bit of a mood reader. Every single season, whether it's spring, fall, winter, or summer, I like to come up with 2 different lists. One is a list of anticipated releases that are coming out during the season, and the other list is usually just like a big stack of physical books that I have that I would like to read during whatever season I'm in. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. This particular video is going to be a video where I share with you all of the physical books that I already have that I want to read this upcoming season. However, I have to be honest with you, I was feeling really uninspired when I was looking at my bookshelves earlier. And so I thought it might be kind of fun to ask my Patreons if they could come up with a couple of prompts for me. And then based on the prompts, I'm going to try to find some books that I think fit well with the season. I'm thinking this will be like a really fun way to look at my bookshelves with like fresh eyes. And my Patreons really came through. So I ended up getting 104 prompts total. I cut them all up yesterday. And so this TBR, we're basically going to be building together. Having said that, let's start and let's pick a couple prompts and see if I can build a TBR. Okay, so the very first prompt is from Tracy and it says, pick a book either set in New York or that reminds you of your vacation. Okay, so I love this prompt because I can't stop thinking about how much fun my last trip was with all of my best friends. I just like, listen, let this be your sign. Go on a trip with your besties. These are all of the books that I bought while I was in New York. This particular one I feel like would be really good for summer because it's about a mermaid and I got this from The Strand. This book I got from one of my very favorite bookstores called McNally Jackson's, and it's like a literary fiction. And then these 2 I actually got from a bookstore in Brooklyn from a bookstore called Books Are Magic, and I think I'm actually gonna pick this one because the author, Emma Straub, she actually owns Books Are Magic, and I feel like this would be really, really good because it reminds me of that day in Brooklyn. And also, it's called The Vacationers, so I feel like this will be perfect to read in the summer. And this is kind of like a family drama about a family that stays, I think, on an island. They're from Manhattan, and while they are on this island taking a vacation, all of these secrets kind of bubble to the surface. I'm very excited to read this. I think this will be perfect to read in the summertime, maybe by a pool. Well, that worked out really well. Okay, I have to say, this is really exciting for me. I don't know. So this one says, pick a book with a beach or lake setting. Ooh, that's really good for the summer. Okay, let's see what I have. Okay, these are some of the books that I have on my backlist. These are like my TBR shelves. Let's see. Okay, well, the C's. That would be one. I feel like that would be really good too. Ooh, this one as well. I think this takes place by the sea. Okay, and then I can also obviously pull from these shelves because I haven't read every book on these shelves either. Let me see. Ooh, that might be good. Okay, so I think for a book that takes place either by a lake or by the ocean, I'm gonna do The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi, and this is by Shannon Chakraborty. And all I know about this is that it's like a high fantasy adventure. It's adult, and it's about a pirate that wants to retire, and then she finds out that her bestie's daughter has been kidnapped, and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna go get this kid back. So it sounds really, really good. I also feel like this will be a perfect fantasy for the summer months. That's my pick. Okay, this is so fun. Next. This one says, pick a book that gives summer camp vibes. Ooh, okay, this is perfect because there's actually a brand new book that's coming out this summer by Kaitlyn Byron. It's a YA book. I'll insert the cover here, and it's actually like one of my #1 books that I really, really want to read for the summer for anticipated releases. It's about a girl who goes to a summer camp, and the summer camp's theme is like a thrasher theme. So like the camp counselors all have roles where they pretend that one of them is like the killer, and then one of them is like the victim. And I want to say that the campers have to figure out what's happening. And then while she is there, the camp counselors start getting killed one by one. It sounds so good, but it does take place at a summer camp. So I feel like that is perfect for this prompt. Next. That one? This one is from Zoe, and it says, read the book with the prettiest, best cover. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look. Okay, it's really a tough question because I personally feel like all of these covers look so aesthetic and beautiful. So I feel like I've actually always been really attracted to this kind of a cover. It's like the one where there's like an outline and then really bold writing and one picture. I don't know why, but I just think this is so pretty. And we have this one, and then we also have Luster, which I think also is the same aesthetic. Let me get that out. I've wanted to read both for a really, really, really long time. I feel like this one feels really summery, but I've heard that this is really, really good. Maybe I'll pick both. Okay, I'm gonna pick both. So Outline by Rachel Cusk is an adult literary fiction, and I think we're following a traveling professor who's really young, and she ends up spending the summer in Athens, I think, and the book is about 10 conversations that she has while she's over there. I don't really know anything more than that, but I've heard really, really great things about this series. I think there's like 2 other books in there. And then Luster is by Raven Leilani. And this particular book is about a woman who ends up getting involved with a person who has an open marriage. It's about her entanglement into his life and how their relationship kind of impacts and gets entangled into the lives of his daughter and his wife. It sounds really good. I've heard really, really great things about this, and it's been on my TBR for way too long. So I should probably make it a priority this summer. I'm gonna see if I can try to get a thriller in here because I really want a thriller this summer. So this one is from Kirsten, and it says, pick a book with major summer vibes. That actually works perfect with the thriller I want to get. Okay, and the thriller, where is it? Oh, it's right up here. Okay, so the book that I'm choosing for this prompt is He Started It, and this is by Samantha Downing. It's about a family where they don't really get along and they haven't spoken in years. And then a wealthy grandfather dies and they all have to come together, I think for like an inheritance or something. And so they have to do a cross-country road trip to fulfill his final wish and secure their inheritance. But I think like things aren't exactly what they seem. So I know it's a thriller, I know it's about family drama, and I know that there is involving like a road trip. Road trips just always remind me of the summer for some reason. I think because my family and I used to take lots of road trips growing up. So I feel like it fits the prompt, but also it just sounds like a really, really good thriller for summer. Let's choose the next one. Okay. This one says, pick a book that's been on your TBR for a long time. Okay, let's see. Oh, I've got it. Okay, definitely this book. Okay, this book has been on my TBR for ages, and I feel like it'll be perfect to read over the summer. It's called Less, and it's by Andrew Sean Greer, and it's following a gentleman who is invited to his ex-boyfriend's wedding. So his ex-boyfriend is getting married. He does not want to go, but he needs like a good excuse as to why to not go. And so he decides to say yes to all of these writer conferences that he's been invited to, and he ends up I want to say he ends up traveling the world for an entire summer. So it says Arthur Less goes to Mexico, Italy, Germany, Morocco, India, Japan, and he puts thousands of miles between him and the plight he refuses to face. I've heard this is so impactful. I've heard it's beautiful. I've heard it's funny. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Okay, let's pick the next one. This one says, pick a book that reminds you of a Taylor Swift song. Okay, so I have really been wanting to read the new Emily Henry book for a really long time. I love reading her books, especially in the summertime. She's my favorite romance author, I think. And Happy Place fits this prompt perfectly because it's about a couple that actually ended their engagement, but they have to pretend that they're still together while they get together with like all of their best friends at this, I think it's like a lake house or something for the summer. The Taylor Swift song that I'm pairing with this is We Are Never Getting Back Together, because they're fake dating. Okay, so this one says, pick a book that matches your outfit. Ooh, okay, I'm wearing blue. Okay, so I have two, and I feel like they're very different vibes. The first one is a sci-fi. It's called Spoonbenders. I feel like it doesn't match as well on camera, but in person, I feel like it matches. It's like a light blue with white. It almost looks like flowers, and my shirt is blue with flowers. So I feel like it kind of matches. This is about a family who I think they used to have powers, like superpowers, and then one day all of the powers went away. And now I think there's like a group that is hunting them. And so they have to come together and either reignite their powers or something so that they can kind of like protect themselves. I hope I'm getting the synopsis right. I actually picked this up because I read a Reddit thread that said that this was really close to like the vibes of the Umbrella Academy, which I love. It says this is a hilarious and tender novel about a lovable family of psychics. But also, I feel like that kind of matches too. This is The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak, and this totally different vibes. Adult literary fiction. It's a love story about two teenagers who meet on an island and they're not supposed to love each other. There is a lot of political things that are happening in their lives and they end up separating. And then I think one of them comes back to the island years later when they are an adult. They say that they're there looking for like a rare tree, but really they're looking for like their teenage love. And listen, this whole thing is a mood TBR. So if I don't get to every single book, that's okay. So we're gonna add both, I think, to the list. Next. This one says, pick a book that intimidates you. I've got it. So earlier I picked out Popicho and I ended up not picking it because I am so intimidated by this book. I have no idea why, but I'm really nervous to start this. This is magical realism. This is by Leon Ross, and it's about a magical island where everyone gets a gift, I think, from the gods. The synopsis is very vague, and I think that's because a lot happens in this book. I'm really nervous to start this, but I've heard that it's so beautiful, and I do think it would be perfect to try reading this summer. but I'm nervous for it. So I think this is gonna be the book I choose for something that intimidates me. And again, this is adult magical realism and also considered a literary fiction. Okay, we have 10 now, and I know that there's a lot of books that are coming up that are new releases that I really wanna make sure I have room on my TBR for, so I'm only going to pick one more book, I think. Pick a book with dragons. I've been super into dragons lately. That's perfect because I really wanted to read a little bit more fantasy. So the book that I'm gonna choose with dragons is going to be the Fourth Wing book. This just came out. I don't have a copy because I have to go out and buy it. All I know about this is it's about dragon riders, and there's apparently like a magic school for dragon riders, and there's like a bunch of political intrigue. The most vague synopsis ever, but I've been seeing this book everywhere and everyone loves this book and I have to read it. Now I know I said that that was going to be the last book, but I just looked at the stack and I just realized I don't have a single middle grade, and I love reading middle grade in every single season. So I want to do one more prompt and see if I can choose a book that's like a middle grade book that will fit the prompt for summer, and then we will close out the summer TBR. A book with one of these on the cover: fruit, ice cream, popsicle, or fruity beverage, or related words like mango or lemon in the title. And I want to do a middle grade. Oh my God. This could not have worked out better. When life gives you mangoes, this is the book. I'm so happy. So this is the middle grade that I think I want to read this summer. I'm so excited. It says, a summer she can't remember, a friendship she won't forget. Nothing much happens in Sycamore, the small village where Clara lives. At least that's how it seems. She loves eating ripe mangoes. Me too, girl. Fallen from trees, running outside in the rainy season, and escaping to her secret hideout with her best friend. There's only one problem. She can't remember anything about the previous summer. Perfect. It fits the prompt. It's a middle grade. It looks so cute. I'm so happy. Now, in addition to reading these books, I'm also going to be reading all of the books that my Patreons and I will be reading together. I think our June pick is The Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, and I'm very excited to read that one. It's like a sci-fi adult LGBTQ+ story, and I think it's also a Pinocchio retelling. Also, that sound was my fridge. Isn't it so scary? Whenever it goes off in my house, I'm always so scared. I'd also really like to pick up at least one short story collection and one classic this summer. So if you have any suggestions for me for either like a short story collection or a classic, I would love to know down below. And then also, in addition, I'd like to read a couple of new anticipated releases, which means it's going to be an amazing summer for me because it's going to be a summer jam-packed with lots of reading. And I think, you guys, that's it. Those are all of the books that are going to be on my backlist mood TBR. And again, if you would like to know what books I'm going to be picking up for my anticipated summer releases, that will be the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have made it to this part of the video, please leave me an ice cream emoji. And a huge thank you once again to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. And also a huge thank you to all of my Patreons over at Fox and Wood, especially the Ink and Quill Club members, who are all the executive producers of every video that I come up with. And I think that's it, you guys. So until next time, book lovers, keep your head in the clouds and your heart in a book, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.
Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always dream of you when spring comes. It's like the heat on my skin takes me back to the time met you